What you see does not deceive you. This is a huge weeding job. Up, these are some type of berries. And she also gonna want me to propagate. I think that's the term. So there's some plants that are growing new in here, like right here. I got to be careful not to destroy that. I know you can't really see it, but there's a lot of weeds in here. And it actually gets worse as you go up to the top. So I don't have a tarp with me today, but I do have a blanket. I'm gonna be dumping the stuff in the wood line. I'm gonna look to talk to you all today. That's why I got the camera turned this way. So if you really can't see a broad angle, forgive me. But I want to be able to respond to you all as I'm working. If for some reason y'all feel like I'm talking too much and I just need to work, then somebody need to speak up in the comment section. Other than that, y'all, I got a huge weeding job here. I did ask her about snakes. Mainly, I asked her, are there snakes up here in the bushes? She don't believe that there are, but she did inform me they are here on the ground. And I don't want to see not one. I'm just serious. Y'all will find out that I got a high-pitched voice if a snake show up. Well, it depends on how I react to it. But I've seen some big ones that I'm probably gonna, I don't want to see one today. So I'm gonna get started. Some of this is grass. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing here. This bed has a black border around it, so I know my area to work. But I got my cultivator, I got my knife, and I live in an apartment. I'm gonna weed vicariously through you today. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. Weeding is not one of my favorite things to do. I've done so many of them that I handle my business. So y'all, this thing is, I can tell you right now, it's bad. It's real bad. But by the time I'm done, or when I'm done, it's gonna have a brand new look to it. I can't speak for the grass, but I can speak for this bed over here. Hello, what's up? Listen, I may just read y'all comments instead of the names. I sub. Thank you for subbing there. Thank you. Usually my wife would come on here. That way she, her name is Tiffany, depending on what account she logged under. So she'll be speaking to you all as well. I would say that she can speak on my behalf, but I better be careful about that. She and I speak two different languages. Somebody may say, what does that mean? Well, I'm the type of person that'll go in Walmart and let's just say she'll be embarrassed to be with me. So that's what I mean. The way that we carry on, we're not the same. We got two different personalities. Okay. But for anybody who, I know most people already know, but just for anybody who don't know, the most important thing about weeding is getting the root. You want to get the root. You want to try to get down there and get the root. That's what I say. Now, if somebody else say different, go ahead and state your claim, but getting the root is one of the most important things about weeding for me. Other than that, you just leave room for that same root to come right back up in a week, you know, especially after a good rain. Continue doing your thing, you and your wife doing something good. Thank you. That is bad. You're such a trooper. Oh yeah, and it's hot out here too, y'all. It's hot. But I got me a bottle of water over there on ice. So some of those tap roots go, oh yes. And they got grass in here too. That's gonna be interesting. They may lose a lot of dirt when I get to the grass, because that grass don't come up the way weeds do. So they may lose a lot of the grass, the dirt over there. But yeah. So I'm gonna get to working here, y'all, for a little bit, and then I'll be back. So it's gonna be so quiet because, you know, there's no tools running or anything like that. But I hope y'all would engage with one another, speak to one another. I could share with y'all something that happened to me today. I could do that. So I had a doctor's appointment to go get my medicine refilled. And so while I'm sitting there, this senior citizen, now listen to me, y'all, I'm being for real. Normally when I go somewhere, people like to sit away from each other, right? They like to sit away from each other. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, I was sitting right here. There was probably 4 or 5 empty chairs right here, and probably 2 empty chairs way over there. This senior citizen came in, she checked in, and when she got ready to sit down, she said to me, "Is it okay if I sit right here?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." But in my mind, because I'm not used to people wanting to sit right next to you when you got a whole bunch of openings, I thought that was like, okay. Then I told her, I was like, you know what? I said, "Do you watch YouTube?" She said, "Yes." I said, I had to tell you yes anyway, right? I said, because it's I said, "Let me show you something." So I showed her my YouTube channel. I said, if I had told you no, somebody would have caught me, right? Probably would have caught me and said, "Aha, look at the way you treated that senior citizen." So I said that to joke with her, but me and her, we wound up talking. She got 3 children. One of her sons went to Taiwan, and now he's about to go to China. He's in the military. I think all 3 of her children have served in the military, but this one is about to have to go to China. Um, I told her about my wife. We both serve. She comes from a family of military and everything. So y'all, we just got to talking, and that was just, it was amazing. And then I got ready to write down my YouTube channel for her on my notepad on a big old piece of paper, and she was like, no. She had a little notepad inside her purse that she used. So I wrote it in her safe keep notepad. So she said she's gonna check me out later. So that was pretty cool, something that happened this morning. Man, my glasses need to get it together on my eyes. It's very imperative to remember the root of our culture in this world, brother. Okay, amen, amen. I hope there's nothing else to that, because I see another message. I am my grandma's favorite child. If you're not your only grandchild, somebody gonna get you for saying that. I have to go, but I just wanted to say hi. Thank you for saying hi. Because you are a lion, that's why they are scared of you. The people have a bad... Because I am a lion. Okay, but I definitely get your drift. I get what you're saying. Yeah. So I tell you this, I like that senior citizen, and she did not take offense neither. She told me she was 80 something, because sometimes I'm hesitant when I'm talking to senior citizens to actually call them senior citizens, because I be concerned that they may take offense to saying that, but that's what they are. And she did not. She wound up telling me she was 80. I think she said 82 or 84, somewhere in there. And she told me what community she be at and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a good conversation. Just talking with her there for a moment and everything. And it all be because she wanted to sit next to me. Can you imagine that? She didn't want to sit in all those other empty chairs. And so y'all, I just see that as God, you know, with showing love, and also it did something for me, right? Because remember now, I had a perspective of people, right, on how people normally are. And the thing is, I didn't come up with that on my own. It's because I see it all the time. When I go places, people intentionally sit away from each other until they don't have no choice but to sit next to each other. So the fact that this lady could have sat anywhere in there, with all those open seats, she wanted to sit next to me. And I'm glad she did. I'm glad she did. All right. All right, y'all, let me get to work. I got a lot. I haven't even got up under the bushes yet. But I'm glad the worst of this stuff is not under the bushes, but actually on the outskirts until I get up there anyway. Hopefully I don't start gassing. And when I say gassing, I don't mean like gassing. I mean like getting tired. That's what I'm talking about. So maybe I should have said gasp. Hopefully I don't start gasping with all this weeding on YouTube Live. Because y'all, I actually been going hard ever since Monday. Monday I had a long day. I had a huge hedge trimming job.